This is Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. Market is just doing the old melt up, and she's just flying high. Okay, we're going to take a look at some stocks here. Take a look here at Nike, Constellation Brands, STZ. We'll take a look at Walmart, Target, and we'll take a look here at Costco. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy selling stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have holy shnikey. We got Nike going on here today. Now, the earnings came out here, and they were kind of think about the tariffs is going to do this, and they were nowhere near as bad as what they thought they were going to be here, okay? A good company is going to work through anything kind of a situation. Now, you can see how we had this gap up, which I never do like, okay? We got it because you always have to come down and get that gap fill, okay? So right here, what we got is we got a short squeeze. A lot of people will probably short the stock and now rally up here, and that's what we got. Okay, so man, I have this 714, 74.19 level, okay? So right here, hang on just one second there. Okay, got as high as that 74.19 level. Okay, so what we're looking for is just bring this price channel across here, and we look right there, and we have this right there at 74.16. Okay, so this is all you gotta do is you bring these price channels across, and that's what you got. Okay, boom, just like that. 1, 2, 3. Now, if it keeps right on going up higher, then we have a nice target up here at 80.19 level, okay? And then we want to do is we want to look always to the left of the chart here. You got 78.77. We'll come over top of this candle here. You got 81.18 here, and we have this big retest going up here at 82.44 level. Okay. Again, I don't like when the stock does this. If you own it, that's fine. I would sell some into this here. That's just how I would do it. Okay. Now, downside, we're watching that 200-day at 71.74, and then we're going to watch this gap fill. See this there? We got that 69.69. Okay. There's your gap. And then we'll look at the top of this candle here at 62.73, your gap and your fill. Now, we do have the 100-day. We do have the 64.85 level here, and we also have support levels going on right here, okay? Now, you can see here at the top, if you look at the top of this candle here, we had 68.89 level, okay? So this was a gap and a fill, but again, we have another gap and a fill here. So realistically, we got to just see how this all shakes out. Now, when you look on a weekly chart here, if it keeps right on rolling here, we have this, the 21-day here and the 50-day. Everything is pointing down level, okay? So really what you have to do is got to get back above this stair-step situation. See, when something sells off like that, this side or these lines up this price channels, but on the other side, it leaves all your resistance levels on the way back up again, okay? So what you're really watching here is this going to be 72.58, and if you can get above that, then we're going to stair step right up to that 82.44. Now, right above it, you got 85.82 level, and then we just bring that price channel right across there. You got that 90.62, we just bring it right across. You got 98.04, and then we have that 105 level, okay? So always look at the weekly chart here, but that 50-day is going to be very, very crucial here on a closing basis. Now, you can see here, we're still in a downtrend situation, okay? So where you have a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and another lower high situation. So you got to see how this all shakes out here. The only way you can reverse that, it has to close back above that 82.44. Then we can start reversing that downtrend, and we can take it right back up here. But anytime a stock gaps up like what it did here, we got instantly into an overbought situation. But basically, all this is just a short squeeze. It's going right on up here. But just watch that 200-day. That's going to be very, very key. And then watch today's low. That's going to be very, very crucial. If we lose that, we got that gap fill, but you got the 100-day. We have that 64.85. But we have that gap fill all the way down here at 62.73 level. Okay, let's take a look here at Constellation Brands, STZ. Okay, here we have Constellation Brands, STZ. Now, again, this is a booze company, okay, and you also own a piece of that Canopy Growth, okay? So you got booze and we got weed. So I don't know what could possibly go wrong, okay? Weed, I mean, it just doesn't have the demand like the amount of supply, okay? It's just that realistically. Now, in most states here, you can grow your own weed as long as it's not in visible sight. You can grow your own weed if you want, you know. And then plus, you know, weed shops pop over. So I don't know, there's just so much competition. I don't see where you're going to do really much here in the old pot business, okay? Now, I remember buying Tilray down, I think it was like $20-some area, and I sold it just shy of $300, and it's what? It's like $1 stock now or something like that. So, you know, I don't know. But Constellation Brands, this is all about the booze kind of a situation. And they're finding out here that young people aren't drinking like what they used to. So we got to see how this all shakes out. Now, the earnings are coming out here on July 1st, so we got to see how it shakes out. Now, here on the downside, what you want to watch is that obviously that price at 159.35 level. Okay, we lose that here, then we're going to go here, obviously much lower kind of a situation. Now you're in a total downtrend. We have to get back above that 8-day. That's at 161 level. Then we can come over top of this candle here, 165.33, and then we hit that 168.21 level, and then we can venture all the way on up here. But when you look at the stock, this chart here, this is just ass ugly chart. We had a nice good rise on up here, but when you get below that 8-day, this is just like not going to go. Okay, unless we can hold that 159.35 level here, make a double bottom, then we can have a chance to take it right back up again. Now, we are to like an over sold condition here, and we're kind of like hanging around. So again, this might have potential here. Just be a little bit careful, okay? So your green is still trying to get over your red, but again, you got to get back above that 8-day before we can start hitting that 21-day, and before we hit that 100-day, and we hit that 200-day. Now, you look at the weekly chart here, the stock was doing pretty good, and then she just fell right off the map, kind of a situation. Then, if you look at this big candle here, it's almost like a big bear flag situation off of that candle, and then we're just selling right off, just continuous sell all the way down to that 159. We lose that, you're going to hit that 150 area. You can come all the way down to that 140 area very easy here, okay? So right now, if you own this, I would just kind of just be patient here and just make sure if it holds that 159.35. If it doesn't, I'd put a stop loss and just get the hell out of it. Okay, let's take a look here now at Walmart. Okay, here we have Walmart, okay, and they were crying about the tariffs and all this nonsense. You know, work around it. Walmart doesn't have what you call really good prices. And you look at these Walmarts, you know, today, it looks like a glorified Kmart to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not, nothing's neat, nothing's thing. It's just like, just get in and get out. If you want to do some shopping, I like Aldi's. I mean, Aldi's, at least they're trying to lower the prices down. It's always stocked up really good, and they have that really good warranty kind of situation. For something that you know that goes bad, you can just take it back. They not only give your money back, but they give you another product the same way. So, you know, that's, I don't know, Walmart here. I should do a lot of shopping at Sam's. I like Sam's much better. Walmart, not so much. Okay, so we got this sideways action kind of situation going here. So on the downside, you want to watch that 96.98. There's your 21-day. We have the 50-day, 96.66 below that. And then your 8-day is at 96.52. We lose that. We got a 100-day here at 94.70, and then we have your retest at 93.43. We lose that, you're going to come right to the bottom, 91.89, and then we have your 200-day at 90.94 level, okay? Now, here on the upside, well, again, we want to hit the top of this candle, 99.11, and then we want to hit on top of it here at 99.74, and then your 100-day, 89, that is going to be your kind of a breakout situation. Now, there is a gap. See this gap right here? You got 112, okay? And over here, you hit 189. So 189 is the bottom, is the gap. And then right here is the fill. If we come right to the bottom of this candle right there, you're looking at 102.55. And then we go to the high of that, 104.20. And then the retest is 105. Now, this is just basically slow, kind of a chop situation here. It's not my kind of trade. I just don't really see it here. They're trying to work it like a circus monkey here with the celebrities now trying to endorse the product. I don't know, okay? But again, if you're long this, wait till you get until above this 189 level. Then we can get right into that gap fill at that 102.51, and then maybe have a retest at 105. Now, RSI here, we're sitting here at 54. I could go either way. Sideways action here. Not really a whole lot. Now I look at the weekly chart here. The weekly isn't looking too bad. It sold right down, held that 50-day on a closing basis. That was very, very key. And now we're kind of getting a hold above this 96.95. There's your 8-day, and then we have your 21-day right below that. We start losing this level here, then we're going to target there at that 91.89, and you can come right down to that 88.13 level. But you want to respect that 50-day because it held it right here, okay? It held it right there. It held it here. And again, if it comes on down here, it doesn't say it's not going to hold it again. Okay, so that's Walmart here. Just give you a little bit of retail action, but just not my kind of trade. Okay, let's take a look here at Target. Okay, here we have Target. Now, Target, I think, just absolutely blew it because for the simple reason is everybody liked to shop at Target over Walmart because it gave them a sense that it was just an upscale. Now, if you want a really good laugh, what you do is you go to Walmart after 7 o'clock at night. Who the hell wears pajamas to go shopping, for God's sakes? I never said, if you want a good laugh, go to Walmart after 7 o'clock at night, and you will not believe the people and how they shop after that. So Target was always an upscale. Then they started getting into this politic nonsense, and they're going to do this, and that just destroyed it. I got to do look at Bud Light. I mean, just sell your freaking product. That's all you got to do. Target is usually a nice, neat, clean store. Just sell your product and move on. That's the job of a retailer, okay? You don't have no political affiliations and this and this and this and that. Save that for someone else, okay? It's like trading. We trade to charge. We have no opinions, okay? All we're here to do is make money. That's the job, okay? Now, you can see here how we rallied all the way up here on the old Target here, okay? You had a 103. Then we retested it here with 102.37. Couldn't hold it, and now we're going to try to retest this again, okay? So realistically, we have to get back above this 103 flat, okay? If we do, then we can go all the way here to this 104.62. Now, again, if we can get above that, all we do is just take these price channels right across. What do you got? 107.09. Bring him across, 108.76 level, okay? Just bring them right across here. You got 115.63, and then we will look at this gap. See what we have here? You got 118.22, and then we come to the bottom there at 119.92. Gap, fill, and then we can just keep following the candles up here. You got a 200-day up there, and everything is leaning down. So you got a 100-day to 200-day. You got to get back and close above this key 102.37 in order to go higher. But now we just have this sideways kind of an action, okay? So here's what we have on the downside. You got a lot of good support here. Everything is hanging around that 96 level, okay? Your 8-day, 50-day, 21-day. We lose that, then you're going to go 92, and then we have the 87.35 retest here, okay? Now, you look at a weekly chart, okay, it's pretty much the same kind of a situation here, and then we have a nice, good uprise. The key is you have to get back above this 21-day here on a weekly basis. That's the key. Then you got a shot at the 127, and you got a shot at that 100 SMA here, okay? So that's always the key here. But when you have this sideways action here, we got to see how this all going to shake out, okay? So they need some management in here that just go there, sell the products, and that's what you want to do. Now, they are reducing prices on a lot of products here. Do a volume. That will get you in. That's the key is do a volume. Don't just, say, okay, I'm going to sell a product and I'm going to be political. It's not going to work. It's just that this was over a $200 stock at one time, and now what do you got here? I mean, you got a $99 stock. Look at this. This was $258. Okay, look how nice that ran. They were doing really good. They ended that stuff in Canada. Okay, they just took the $5.5 billion loss. They said, okay, this isn't working. We're going to focus on this, and then they start getting into that political thing, and then look what happened. Okay, so that's what you just don't want to do. Okay, so what you really have to do on this here is it got to get back here above this top of this candle, this 103. If it does, then I think it would be a good trade here once we get past that 100-day to take it up to that 200 SMA. Okay, let's take a look here now at Costco. Okay, here we have Costco. Now, here's your daily, here's your weekly chart. Now, you can see here where we ran all the way up here, 1,078, 1,067. That's a double top situation. Okay, then she sold right on down. Now, usually here on these earnings, every time you have the earnings, okay? So look at this earnings. When you have the earnings, it always wants to sell off. Then it, consolidates, and then it runs right back up again, okay? Here's another earning, okay? Sell off. Here's another earning sell-off, okay? Now, Costco is doing really good, okay? As far as trying to make it work, is doing a volume and this and that, and none of this crying kind of crap, okay? Just, run a business, figure it out, okay? So what we're looking for here on the downside is, watch that 987. That's your 8-day. And you lose that, you go down to today's low at 980. We come down to the bottom here at 976. And then we're going to be watching that price channel at 973. We lose that, you can come right down here to this 960. There's your 200 SMA here. Now, here on a weekly basis, you can see here how nicely it came down. But we're holding that 50-day simple moving average. Very, very nice. Now we're trying to work it like a circus monkey here to get back above, okay? So that 21-day, 991, okay? And then we have that 8-day at 1,007. And we can do retest that. But when you see this marching up like this and we put a high in, and then you see another candle here, this is a double top. That tells you it's going to sell down, okay? And then what happened? It sold down. Okay, so always, always watch this. Now, you can see here the negative divergences like I always talk about. See how we had this high, and then we had a higher high, okay, lower high. Then we had a real high and a lower high. Negative divergence. Matter of time before it's going to sell off, okay? And right here, Boom, it sold right on down. Then we had this nice rally up here into that earnings again, and now she's selling back down again. Okay, so just wait for this here to consolidate. If it consolidates like we have done in the past, then this is always a good buying opportunity here to take it higher. See this? Consolidation opportunity to take it higher. Okay, now what we have to do, we got to get above this 993 level. We have to get above that 103 level and 106 level. If we can, then we can shoot and retest this 167 level, maybe possibly that 178. Okay, but just remember, I always trade this thing 4 times a year. Okay, I run it up into the earnings, I dump it, comes right on down. I run it up into the earnings, I dump it. I run it up into the earnings, and then I dump it. Okay, I buy it 2-3 weeks ahead of time, sometimes a month ahead of time. Depends on what we have going here. And then before the earnings, I just dump this out. Okay, so you didn't sell the high of it. Who gives a shit? Okay, you made the money on the way up. That's the key to trading, consistent money. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here after your pit close. We'll take a look here at Bitcoin, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas, and we'll take a look here at the old indexes. Now on crude oil, looks like Saudi Arabia and OPEC, they're going to start dumping more oil on the oil market here. So I think that bear flag is going to play out very, very nicely. Okay, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.